Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Magic Arena Run. Today we're going to be actually exploring the Artisan format. So actually, I'm gonna go down on this one first so I can see what it is. So right now it's the festival. Actually, we've just barely started. It's been a day in, and so this is a little bit more than Pauper. It's commons and uncommons with the following band. So Persistent Petitioners band, Cauldron Familiar band. So the oven combos. Well, it's not going to be much of a combo, but I could still expect some ovens. Cavalcade of Calamities band, Gates of Blazes band. So red takes a bit of a hit. I was initially going to do a Cavalcade deck also, but I do have a mono red deck. But I'm going to save that for if this deck does not pan out. So this is just Artisan Elementals. So this one pretty much revolves around hitting fast and getting some synergies, particularly with Risen Reef. You want to generate a lot of card advantage with this. We also got 2 copies of Grum Gully to give basically all of our other creatures +1/+1 counters. Rhythm of the Wild is a nice backup. I might cut down on the number of this. This feels a bit excessive, but the option for haste is not bad. Likewise, same with Ferocity of the Wilds. Actually, now that I think of it, probably just cut this down to 2 of each. The Ferocity is because this one gives trample +1/+0 and trample. This one just gives a +1/+1 counter, not necessarily trample. I think I do need more creatures. Let's take a look at our count just to be sure. Yeah, 19 creatures is a bit on the low side. So +1 Scorch Spitter, +1 Lightning Stormkin. Yeah, goes great with Scampering Scorcher. So we have the usual suspects: Overgrowth Elemental to boost, Creeping Trailblazer to boost, Domri's Ambush in case we do run into Planeswalkers. We will run into creatures definitely. Shock's always good. Ral's Outburst because this gives us a little extra card selection, but more importantly also hits our opponent in the face. We're not. If I were doing mono red, this would be Slaying Fire. So yes, actually I did make a few changes here, so I'm gonna go done with this. So yeah, we're gonna choose our deck for sure and submit. I'm also gonna do a quick edit of the splash screen. So actually, you know what? Let's just start now. Let's look for a game while I'm editing the splash screen. That shouldn't be hard. Okay, there you go. So we made the cut of 1 Ferocity, 1 Rhythm, so 2 Lightning Stormkins and full playset of Scorch Spitters. Okay, we're definitely saving that one up. And just in time, we got ourselves a game. And okay, not much of a turn 1 play. We really need green. And this is the part that scares me. Playing 3 colors here without... actually, this scares me so much. We do have a bit more green, but we are red primary, so I'm actually gonna mulligan this. Okay, this gives me more confidence. I'm gonna bin 1 Domri's Ambush. So I think if I turn this on, nope, hasn't been updated yet. Hold on, stream pop out. And oh yeah, we get first turn, so we will play. Yeah, we'll play Swiftwater Cliffs first. Okay, opponent did not do anything. Opponent's playing Guild Gates though, so definitely Scorch Spitter into Tornwood Falls. Actually did not update at all. Hold on. Let's see. Refresh. Yep, that fixes it. We get Taught Erasured, so we're probably gonna lose an Overgrowth Elemental here. I should expect a good amount of control. At least we will have 1 spares to buff. We might lose the Domri. Oh no, we won't lose the Domri's Ambush. This is definitely control. There are some big creatures that I should be concerned about. I'm trying... Okay, do we go greed or go you know? Let's go greed. Get ourselves a Rhythm of the Wild. Okay, actually, I'm starting to think that this is not the card I want. I might actually just want more Ferocities. So this is Crive the Carnarium. Yeah. Oh, disfigures, fine. And Discovery, okay. So this is this looks like a Sword Veil deck base. So no Doom Whisperer here, but I will. I'm actually gonna just play the Overgrowth. You know what? I'm gonna play the Mountain. I'm gonna play the Rhythm. Opponent's more likely to have removal, like drawn. Yeah, Thoughtbound Phantasm. Yeah, this is that build. Am I willing to trade the Scorch Bitter for the Overgrowth Elemental? I'm actually willing to play the Elemental because this can't be countered. I'm expecting Sinister Sabotage up the... Here comes the... Yeah, Rhythm of the Wild is very good against this one. Here comes the Sinister Sabotage. He gets a free Surveil. This becomes a treat. This does buff this, so... I can't attack quite yet, so no point on the haste. And no point in swinging just yet. At least Rhythm gets this guy out of Cry of the Carnarium range. I'm actually hoping he does cast it so I'm free to Outburst or Ambush. Near Spybug, okay. I might just Domri's Notion Rain, so this becomes 2/2/4/4. Some damage. Yeah, sure. Okay, Rugged Highlands. Don't have enough mana to cast both, so yeah, that might be the disadvantage of Ral's Outburst, but let's see. Definitely need to take out Thoughtbound Phantasm. Now let's give our opponent the option to trade. Not taking the trade. He doesn't know we have a Ral's Outburst. That should give... He does need to have some form of another Spybug into another Notion Rain. Takes him down to 4. I could just target him. Yeah, I could just target him. There you go. So, Ral's Outburst. Let's put the Shock in our hand. Yeah, he sees it already. The Scorch Bitter just needs to swing. Yeah, so I guess Surveil is good, but but you really want to have the Doom Whisper. It's a bit different otherwise. Well, at least we got ourselves a nice Merchant of the Veil. I've actually been trying to collect all these alternate art cosmetics. At least that for the adventure. So Artisan Elementals, good but kind of scary. Yeah, that first mulligan was awfully scary. So we're definitely primary red-green. We need to look for those. I only have one forest in my list. So yeah, that was a weird scrape. And I've purposely, with the exception of Scorch Bitter, avoided turn one drops. Like I've avoided the Healer of the Glades. Yeah, so we're definitely Thornwood Falls turn 1, Creeping turn... Yeah, turn 1. So, turn 1, turn 2... I might go Grumgully turn 3, so I'm definitely keeping this. Because this gives us all our colors. Yeah, unfortunately I have to go Thornwood first. I'm gonna kick myself a bit if I do draw a green source, but I'm gonna kick myself even more if I went for this and did not draw a green source. Now, mono green, there are some big creatures, so we definitely want Grumgully. Okay, so I guess... I'm actually gonna just go Trailblazer first. Grumgully into Scorch Bitter. Put the option for Overgrowth Elemental. Our only weakness is, yeah, this is awfully slow. Our opponent had a good start. Thankfully, he did not play a 2... Well, he did play a 2-drop. Thankfully, it's not a 2-drop creature. Okay, we kind of dodged that. We're unfortunately boosting our opponent a bit though. So we could... Okay, I guess that's also another option. He could have a pump spell. Giant Growth is in the set. Maybe not a bad idea. Though I probably should have just swung first. Yeah, this was greedy. I should have swung first. Swung first, encourage the trade, shock. That would have been a much better play. Yep, so there's your stack tips. And it's Might of the Masses, so... That said, I can still offer the trade. Let's see if he's willing. Okay, not willing to take that, so yeah, we'll play Scorch Bitter. Really need another mana source. I want to be able to dump 2 cards down. At least Scorch Bitter is a 2-1, so it will trade with Krull Harpooner. Yeah, I want to do Grumgully Scorch Bitter. Sorry about that. Sir Farron, very good drop. I can already see why the Might of the Masses is there. Well, so is Seasoned Growth. We're going to be taking quite a good amount of hits also, so we do need to start dropping stuff. We really need 1 more mana. Knock on wood. Come on. Actually, knock on mousepad in this case. One's considering what other place he has. I think he has Rabbit Bite. He's just considering... I probably would Rabbit Bite the trail. Okay, no Rabbit Bite. Okay, this time we kind of learned our lesson, so I'm going to swing with all. Let's see how he blocks. He wants to preserve Sir Farron, that's for sure. Let me sad. Really need that mana for Grumgully, but at least having shocks means we do have options. Opponent's probably considering if he can... Oh, he's gonna just take it. So that frees me up to play Grumgully. So I'm probably just gonna take a huge hit here. No way around that. Opponent might actually end up choosing to fight between these two, which... Well, it takes a creature out, and it costs them a card to do it, so I'm okay. Actually, no. Rabbit Bite still costs them a card. They'll still have these creatures up, but at least they're all 2 toughness, so worst case scenario, I can just crash in. I think our opponent's going to go for the big swing. We might have to sacrifice Grumgully that way. Yeah, lacking mana hurts. Okay, there's the growth cycle. So that's 5. That makes this an 8. So we're looking at staring down at 13 damage. Well, thankfully we gained a little life. Giant Growth. This is mono green all in. So 8. None of them have trample yet. So this is 8 plus 11. So this is 19 damage. We will... We're definitely blocking the 11, that's for sure. Have no way around that. So take the 8. Also means we need to play creatures in conjunction with holding up shock. Paradise Druid. I'm going to trade. Okay, got Domri's Ambush. You know what? Okay, let's see. So we need to leave up a blocker or leave up shock. Since we're not worried about the Sir Farron anymore, we'll leave up a blocker. It at least helps us threaten lethal. I think our opponent might have pulled the trigger too early, knowing that we would have no choice but to block. Opponent probably has more creatures in hand. Probably has something huge too. So we can get our opponent down to 5. Our opponent can block. He'll get down to 3. We can snipe this. Wait, 5. No, this is an auto block all. Overgrowth Elemental probably on Creeping Trailblazer. Force the... Yeah, I really need one more mana. Come on. Well, I'm not too nonplussed. At least the cards I got were not bad. They were all relevant. I didn't get stuck on a Risen Reef. That would have actually been scary here. And yeah, one more mana also buffs this greatly, so it also gives me this option. Opponent might go for the swing, might go for the hit. He's down to 2 cards. Growth Cycle would be bonkers. That's a +5 at this point. So 7, 8, 9. Yeah, Matt's very hard. Okay, I think I'm gonna just go for the safety Overgrowth Elemental. Actually, no. Actually, goes down to 5. At the very least, if I can force him to pare down the board, it will benefit me greatly also. So okay, he's gonna trade that. He probably has a buff, so I'm going to, because I'm willing to just trade the entire board, play Scorch Pit or play Overgrowth Elemental. Opponent's probably also doing the math if he can survive down to 1. Okay, no, he's gonna try to survive down to 3. He's probably gonna keep our Arden's Wolf because I won't be able to block. So let's see, 1, 2. Can't be blocked with power 2 or less. So thank goodness Overgrowth Element. That's a 3, 2. So option, I can buff this, which is a bad idea. I think he's gonna try to clear the way. So in fact, what I'm probably going to do is just Overgrowth Elemental, hold up the shock. Consolidated file. Okay, so yeah, got something, a little more extra work. Opponent's probably going to go for the buff. He has to decide. It's a Giant Growth. He might have another Giant Growth. If I empty the board that way, it's probably not bad. Okay, he's now deciding if he wants to save. Because he knows he's gonna go down to 3. But he's not. So he has a buff. So he has a. Well, he could still have a pump. Well. Okay, so we trade that down. Let's go with the other Overgrowth. Let's go with the Overgrowth Elemental here. I'm gonna buff the Scorch Spitter, basically make each and every one of my creatures a threat. Opponent's now forced to flood the board or have a Rabid Bite. Yeah, I like this idea a lot. I think in this case our opponent pulled the trigger a little bit too early. But yeah, not bad for an early start. I might not have to play mono red to the chagrin of everyone. Archive Troll is, yeah, very good. Yes, I think our opponent was kind of unlucky that everything had 2 or 1 toughness, and I did not have a flyer. So we will take our opponent down to 2. We will trade up with Creeping Trailblazer. Does he have? And we will be able to trade with everything. In fact. He might have a pop spell. In which case, yeah, at least it clears the entire board, and I will have a backup Scorch Bitter. Everything's said and done. Actually, by forcing him to use it now, I can just choose not to attack. Oh, still kills it. Not enough. Yeah. It's each other creature. Yep. Yeah, at least I chose the right creature to put it on. Oh, well. So, yep, doing pretty well. All things considered. Let's keep going. And I've only played a single Risen Reef. Yeah, this is primarily Gruul, and I like it. I'm starting to think that you might just be better off with Rhythm of the Wild. I guess you can tune it more towards Ferocity if you're willing to go more reds. Okay, so I am in no rush to go turn 1 Scorched Bitter, so because if I want to save this for if I know I want to get blue mana, so you know what? Let's go for the turn 1 Scorched Bitter. I might draw another land, so Ferocity might not. I might still get Ferocity live. Not quite. But at least I can go for blue at this. I can go for blue at this point. If our opponent decides to Taught Erasure us, it's probably for. Might be for Scampering Scorcher. Because, well, sure, these stack in a sense, but it's not that. They're not. It's not too busted having both out. So he's going for the Tyrant Scorn, which is fine. And okay, we definitely are going for the blue mana. We don't have much in the way of double color. It's all one of each, so that's not too bad. If we can get... I kind of want to play the Ferocity out first, but I might also play Overgrowth Elemental just to give this a little more body. I'm expecting the Phantasm or the Spybug, or maybe Disinformation Camping. Okay, so that's an easy discard. And into Scorch Bitter Overgrowth. We'll go for Overgrowth. Because you want to have at least 2 creatures when this goes off. When it's down to 12 at this point. Scampering would also not be bad, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we can surprise him with Trample, I guess. Also got Rhythm, but also got a Concession. That was fast. I'll take it. I was about to play Ferocity at that point. Yeah, I'm really sorry, guys. But we're doing well. Mystic Forge looks good. Yeah, two more games. Like it. You have to remember that a lot of the so many of the good key cards in Standard now are rare, like say Wicked Wolf, Gilded Goose, Poco, even the older cards, Crassus, whatnot. Being able to let the uncommon shine is a nice thing. So, this is awfully slow. We won't get any action until turn 3. We have the colors, but I'm gonna risk a mulligan. This is slightly better. Yeah, I'll keep this. We only need 1 source of blue, so Tornwood goes. I'm gonna go Rugged Highlands first because it gives us the option to Trailblazer. And we can still ambush afterwards. Okay, so maybe we won't get to Trailblazer. At least we'll eat the shock. No choice there. That's it. At least if the shock comes out, it's out already. So, there we go. Now, hoping to draw into another 2-drop. We do have plenty of those. Oh, Harpooner. Okay, this is the Gruul version of that set. Okay. At least we now have the option to Rouse Outburst and start drawing into more gas. So, we're on the look. Rhythm of the Wild. Well, we're not countering anything, but everything's gonna get bigger. That's a concern. We're not playing Ferocity because we have no benefit to it. So I'm gonna hold on to Ral's Outburst. So, what are my intended targets? We're looking for Surfara, Surkara. That's a big target. So, I guess we're not taking that out anytime soon. But we can at least take this out. Scampering Scorcher. I guess we might have to go for it. We get a shock, so we need one more mana to make that work. Nomi's Ambush. Let's go with the Scampering Scorcher. We'll do Ferocity afterwards. We're gonna kind of race this, and this really sucks, but well, if we can encourage our opponent to, let's say, start throwing Burn here, or crashing Brontodon, okay, I guess we're not burning through that. We're also missing a red source, so okay, that's off the bat. Ferocity is a bit slow in this case. I was expecting our opponents to be slower. Okay, so we got our second red source. Goes for the shock. That's fine. I'm gonna go for the Ferocity now. So we're probably gonna lose though. We don't exactly have any outs. I might just actually swing with one. In the event that this is a creature we lose, so yeah, our opponent had a good start. We did not. Okay, that's 8 damage. Does he have another creature? Actually, I didn't actually know this card existed. I guess if I were to rebuild this, strip out the elemental team. Yeah, good game. Yeah, holding it back. Well, it slowed him down. It didn't really matter that much. Yeah, opponent had a great start. Here's what it is. You can't win them all. Still confident in the deck. Not too nonplussed about it. Let's give it one more try. Yeah, the mono red build probably would have fit better here. We would have had the removal for. We would have had enough removal, so to speak, though. Hitting for. I don't like this, but fine. If any, we might be able to snipe a few. We might be able to snipe some early plays. Okay, got ourselves an Overgrowth Elemental that does nothing. Playing mono black, Lucky Clover. Okay, so this is an adventure deck. I should have foreseen this. Most of the good cards are. Most of the good cards are adventures after all now. When it takes 2 damage off the bat. Could have done that at instant speeds. Didn't have to do it now. Probably gonna eat the Disfigure, or Cry the Carnarium would be bad, but at least we'll have options to. Oh yeah, Edgewall Innkeeper is also a good target, so we will have to snipe this one. Smitten Swordmaster, sure. There's a Grumgully, but we need to. I could also go Rouse Outburst, but let's see. Put one of them in your hand, the other in the graveyard. You know what? I need a land. I did get a land. It's not the one I needed, so I'll take the Domri's Ambush because I don't really need the Force. I really need the Mountain. Opponent could have Giant. Okay, I don't think this build has giant growth. It's probably concentrating on all them adventures. One is going to draw quite a bit of cards, so we need to snipe Innkeeper soon. Order of Midnight, get Falmire Knight back. Is he really gonna... No, he's gonna play... Yeah, he's gonna play that one. There's no reason for him to. And he's gonna just play it straight up. Okay, so he draws cards back. Garcel's a Risen Reef. I'm gonna snipe the Innkeeper first because I'm not planning to attack. And let's get our advantage back. Grumgully is starting to look weak at this point. When another creature control dies, okay, we'll swing with Scorch Bitter. They'll trade with Smith and Swordmaster, buff this guy up, give me time to snipe this one in the future. Opponent might spend time using Order of Midnight again, which I don't mind too badly. Yep, goes for the Order. Oh, the reason that this Order hit the graveyard is because he let the copy resolve. Plays that. Plays another Innkeeper. Really need another red source. Lacking, yeah, need another red source. So I'm gonna Order of Midnight. It has quite a good card advantage right now. Nope. The red source still eludes us. I'm gonna save the Domri's Ambush in case there's a very big creature. So definitely swinging. Opponent, yeah, it's probably gonna chump block. Let's go for it. If we can make our opponent go through more cycles of Order of Midnight, so be it. Also, our opponent's taken more damage from his own Falmire Knight than anything. So it gets Smith and Swordmaster, gets Edgewall Innkeeper, gets Falmire Knight. Okay, gets all his cards back. It will limit him to Innkeeper into Swordmaster, I guess. So we do have some time. Yeah, the mana is hurting us quite a bit. Probably should be main red at this point. I know we're main red. It's just we just haven't gotten the lands that we expected. Okay. Let's make him respond. Oh, it also makes this guy bigger. Forgot about that. Opponent probably has a way to kill this that's not Murderous Rider. Spark Harvest. Okay, then replace the Innkeeper. Okay, we still don't have a red source yet. You do have 6 mana. He's got one Order of Midnight in the graveyard. He's been cycling those 2 so far. That's the one in exile here. It's keeping him off Innkeepers, that's the important part. No, let's just play Rhythm of the Wild. If any, we could play a large Grumgully and Domri's Ambush. Yeah, we probably would want some Flame Sweeps. I wouldn't mind putting 1 or 2 in the deck. Take down a few hits. So my plan is to Grum Gully. +1/+1 counter. We're gonna take out the Falmar Knight in case he has a way to cause an attack. You are running short in cards though. Opponent, yeah. Edgewall Innkeeper, very good. Spark Harvest was also a good choice. Yeah. Yes. There goes the Spark Harvest. At least I didn't try to hold on to Domri's Ambush. That would have been embarrassing. That said, I can go for haste. Probably a bad idea considering it's a Split Sword Master. Yeah, there's gotta be more removal than this. Another Falmar Knight. Yeah, opponent draws into way more cards. Yeah, we're not gonna win this one. We just had, yeah, we've had several unfavorable trades. Ooh, also has the Beanstalk Giant too. Yeah, I guess we can concede this. We'll see one more card, but we'll probably concede this game. And he got his third Innkeeper. Well, if you draw that many cards, should I be surprised? Yeah. Yep, that's good. I don't have the Flame Sweep here. If I were to rebuild this deck, Flame Sweeps will be a must. In fact, if I go do the mono red deck right now, you know, let's take a look at that mono red deck. I kind of want to change the pace. It's like, yeah, it's close to 20 minutes. Let's give another deck a shot. So wait, that's not up. So okay, let's go back to the home first. Resume. Let's change to mono red Artisan. But we're gonna make a few changes. One, I think the number ferocity is too much. I think just 2 is enough. Okay, so we got Scorch Splitter, Tin Street Dodger, Ginger Brood. I'm basically trying to go through with these guys. I do have 18 creatures and 20 non-creatures. That might be a problem. Let's see. Light up the stage, skewer the critics, sling fire, infuriate. So wait, 2, 6, 10, 14, 18. Yeah, what's my others? Should be 30. I think it's double, might be double counting because of the, yeah, 10 instants. No, that's sling fire, shock and fury. That's all 10 instants. It doesn't count Rimrock Knight. 8 sorceries. That's light up the stage and sling fire. So that's 18 cards. 2 enchantments. Okay, yeah, so that's too many. I could just cut the ferocity. This probably doesn't fit that much. I could also just cut, I can also cut one of each. No, I'm probably going to cut one light up. And I'm probably going to cut one light up and one skewer. We'll put in a few flame sweeps. That's my insurance. This is my insurance policy. There is a way to draw and discard. It means I'll have to play Merchant of the Veil. Not too fond of it. Yeah, we're going for the aggro plan here, so I'm going to give this one a try. So I'm going to update that deck list. Actually, I'm going to need to post it up also, so... You know, let's do one more game of, let's do one more game with the elementals first before we proceed with that. It's another case of me having to prepare last minute and all that. Story of my life. So yeah, okay. Submit the deck. So save that. This is not a great keep. We really need a green source. Yeah, that said, let's risk it a bit. We do have 2 shocks off the top. Opponent plays Thoughtbound Phantasm. Yes, we're sniping that. Well, if our opponent has Thought Erasure anyway, he would take 1 shock. It wouldn't matter. Nightveil Sprite. Okay, so not Thought Erasure. It does give us room to play Scorch Bitter. Opponent's probably now thinking, where is it build? Gonna pass. I want him to attack. Am I willing to let him Surveil? Depends on the payoff card he plays. I might let him Surveil, just kill the payoff card instead. Okay, so opponent is probably going to attack first. We're going to let it resolve. Probably means he doesn't have a payoff card other than... Might actually have a Sinister Sabotage. Nope, there's his payoff card. We'll probably ditch the mountain. Shot that first. I really need the green source right about now. Well, I guess we'll get him next turn. And thankfully, it's not Thought Erasure into Disinformation campaign. It's one turn away. Still bad though. Now, if I were to... Yeah, I'd probably play Overgrowth first. Yeah, it looks like Surveil is the flavor of the month here. Another Disinformation campaign. We will... ditch the Overgrowth Elemental. Because we actually have an activated ability we can go about with this. And I can actually swing with Scorch Bitter and it will... and he will be forced to trade if he wants to hit. We might lose this Overgrowth if he goes Surveil. He'll need 5 mana to do it. All the Surveil cards minimum are 2 mana. Thought Erasure and oh, opponent representing Sinister Sabotage, so I'm gonna swing first. Make him represent. It's going with Obnix, so this is Cruelty. Oh, so he can actually snipe it. Well, that is what it is. Yeah, I'll play the Overgrowth Elemental. Opponent now has the 5 mana to do it. Okay, has the Spy Bug. And another Spy Bug. So, yeah, Swiftwater Cliffs has gained some life. Let's try to catch up. At least I can trade for his entire board if he is willing. Nope, just trade for the Phantasm, which is kind of okay. These guys are going to keep swinging anyway, so my path should be clear. Problem is, yeah, I used up all my resources, and he still has more. Well, he's emptied everything, so that's okay. Okay, Domri's Ambush with nothing to use it on. And he gets the Surveil first, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're taking a lot. We're taking a lot of hits. And he gets to discard the Domri's Ambush too. We're literally living off the top of our deck. Nope, that's good game. So okay, that's a good time. Yeah, that's a very good reason not to keep a hand like that. Sure, the shocks are tempting, but I don't think it's good enough. So we're gonna switch decks. Just to, yeah, just to me going back to my old boring self. So this might be easier for more people to build, I guess. It's also less worry about for those who are worried about color commitment, that's a thing. Now, if I guess the choices would be mono red or mono white. Actually, yeah, if you're going to mono red, Tybalt is a good possibility as well. That said, not bad. Turn 1 haste into turn 2 light up the stage. Depends on what our opponent has. If he is representing, actually we get to hit first. Opponent might try to kill it, might not, we'll see. But at least we get to reload on gas, and we will get a turn 3 slaying fire if we need to. So opponent is presenting Simic. Infuriate is in for the event we actually do get into creature combat. We will need to do light up the stage one at a time, especially for draws like this. So we'll end the turn here. I'll play Shock at end of his turn, even if it has to be his face. Next turn I'll play Ember Hauler. Open up the gates. Oh, it's a gates deck without Gates Ablaze. But still many good options. The Ram is a good option. Definitely playing the Ember Hauler here. So I'm gonna do another light up the stage. Let's dig through our deck as much as possible. Okay, so next turn we have a guaranteed land drop into a guaranteed +2. We have options. Opponent is going Gatebreaker Ram. This is a 4/4. So land. Pump. Sling Fire. If our opponent has another, we at least have Infuriate as an option. We will be able to put more pressure. Ember Hauler, I might just snipe our opponent. We just need to hit our opponent for damage. Yeah, getting rid of that Gatebreaker Ram's the thing. We also need to keep our opponent out of 6 mana. Arcway Angel just makes this unbearable. He might have none of these colors. He won't have a District Guide. Okay. I'm actually going to give him the temptation to block this Tin Street Dodger. It means we played... Okay, he's going to trade. Which is fine, so 1. So I'm going to play the Scorched Bitter. Next turn, the Slaying Fire goes in face. Puts our opponent at 5. Then Infuriate might... Puts our opponent at 5, puts our opponent at 4. Infuriate might do it if he can't answer Tin Street Dodger. Opponent plays Gate Colossus, that's not gonna do it. Oh, he also got a Dwarven Mine. Okay, puts our opponent at 5. Puts our opponent at 4. I really miss Run Amok from Dominaria, but I'll take Infuriate. At least it's 1 mana cheaper. I considered barge in because we don't have any humans, but it's we need the extra power per se, and I'm kind of leaning on ferocity of the wilds for the trample. That said, there is an option. You can instead of doing ferocity, you can actually just use the barge ins. It will lower it lowers the mana count, which is actually a good plan. So you could actually just cut the 2 ferocities, make this 4 infuriates or 2 infuriates and 2 barge ins, or maybe just 4 barge ins. Why not? So not the greatest. We can ginger brute with some. We can ginger brute with some infuriate backup to at least trade with one creature. We have flame sweep in case our opponent is doing that obnoxious. I guess that shot's fine. Definitely using the Boulder Rush, because we can just cast Rimrock Knight as is. We need another mountain so I don't have to embarrassingly play this Dwarven Mine. Opponent's white-black, so this is definitely a life gain deck, yeah. The Orator kind of says it all. Gun or Flame Sweep? Can't let our opponent gain too much health. Let's offer the trade. He probably will not trade. I also probably will not play the Rimrock Knight, because I know I have to flame sweep this board. Ajani's Pridemate will dodge it though. So. He is kind of stuck though, so... I'll take 2. Maybe I can encourage him to block. Or I could just draw Slaying Fire, get this over with, I guess. Okay, that was embarrassing. Probably gonna dig for black mana for the Aerialist. Yeah, this one's our bad matchup. I probably should put Tibalt in. Actually, we can sacrifice the Ferocity of the Wilds for Tibalt. It will wreck this deck, or at least force them to... Or at least force them to start hitting our Planeswalker, which is probably a good thing. Yeah, we had the right idea with this. Yeah, thought of getting cute. Yeah, this was a mistake. I should have just swept the board. Yeah, here comes the Aerialist. We'll go down to 6. A Scorch Bitter, which we can use to block, I suppose. If we place another creature first, I might have to... nope, I don't think it's gonna matter in this case. We might... I don't think... Yeah, I think we're just gonna chump block here. Yeah, we played this one poorly. We should have taken this out first chance we get. Ginger Brute be darned. We'll take a hit, actually. So it turns out Flame Sweep was good against that adventure matchup. It's horrible against this matchup. We really need that. I'm gonna make that change after this game. That said, we can place an Orzhov Enforcer. Yeah, this is very poor. You know, let's just concede and make that change right now. So definitely dropping the ferocity of the wilds. As much as I like it, I guess barge in would actually be okay. No, let's stick with them infuriate for now. But if you opt for barge in, that's an okay choice also. So that's Tybalt, Rakish, something. Let's take a look what that is. Missed that. Tybalt, Rakish, Instigator. So yeah, I think 2 copies. Also cut 1 flame sweep for probably another infuriate. No, I take it back, sorry. Another Scorch Bitter. So yeah, cut 1 flame sweep, cut both ferocity. So Rakish, Instigator, and 2 flame sweep for another Scorch Bitter. Okay, that should be our edited deck. Yep, there's change. Not like that. Like that, probably a bit better. So we are, yeah, I think we're still missing 1 more win. Probably should be in time for that 1 hour mark. Okay, so this is an okay keep, I guess. We can lead with Ginger Brute, 10 Street Dodger, Dwarven Mine, or we could lead with we can actually lead with Scorch Bitter if we're, yeah. Yeah, we don't have any light up the stage. We're gonna lead with Scorch Bitter. So it's gonna be Dwarven Mine, Rimrock Knight, unless we draw another red source. Even then, I kinda want to hold Ember Hauler too much later. This week. That's fine. We got ourselves a shock. That's a bit shock. I'm actually gonna lead on Ginger Brute. Yeah, the mana issue, we're running 21 lands. I guess 22 would be safer. Opponent leads on Mayhem deck. I'm not gonna mess around. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess around with this, considering any sacrifice outlet like, say, an Oven would ping. Opponent goes for the Disfigure, tries to empty our hand. Okay, now our Dwarven Mine's useful. I lead on Ember Hauler. And I'm gonna stop here. Our opponent could be running Cry, could be running Flame Sweep, so I don't want to commit too much on board. Besides, we want to be able to sacrifice Ember Hauler if we have to. And that's a horrible shock target. Is he gonna... Okay, we'll leave that as is. Yeah, no real rush. I'm just gonna swing. Opponent's smart move would be block Ember Hauler, ping the dwarf. At least let's get that out of the way. Okay, there you go. Yeah, let's not overload the board while we can. Easy, though normally we should be dealing a lot of damage by now. Spark Harvest. Now we can 10 Street Dodger into Rimrock. And can also Tibalt, but I'll save that for later. Okay. Awfully greedy. And that's enough to earn a concession. Well, probably in the light of incoming knights. We'll do one more. We'll probably do one more game. We got what we came for, but that's yeah. And we actually got a nice uncommon fox. We got what we came for. I guess we can do one more game. Just to see what it looks like. And yeah, before we win, let's just concede. Let's give a little back, I suppose. Just want to see how this one's running. Of course, it'll be nicer if our opponent can win naturally. I guess we could play suboptimally just to give it to our opponent. Well, nothing says play suboptimally like keeping this hand. We do get a turn to Rimrock Knight. Maybe a light up the stage. Yeah, Flame Sweep looks like overkill. I guess we just played really badly against that adventure deck, and now I'm traumatized by it. That's probably the worst thing you can do. It's supposed to be uncommon. Probably should. Yeah, let's play the Dwarven Mine first because we're not playing anything turn 1. Okay, there's a shot. Yeah, I guess what's there to say? When in doubt, this is always a good standby. This is not exactly ranked, so you're not penalized for losing. Well, I guess you lose times, and that, but at least you play very quickly. I'm actually gonna play light up the stage if our opponent doesn't do anything to mess with this. Because we do need that. Oh, come on. Okay, we'll end the turn here. At least we know what we're running out even if we don't... At least we can play both of them even if we don't draw a land. I might just shock something end of turn. Yeah, it's kind of poor, but... Oh! Trail of Possibilities, so we're probably gonna see we're gonna see might see the Wolverine, we might see the yeah, Improbable Alliance was what I was thinking. I'm gonna play this now because yeah, this hurts, but if I can overload the board and force our opponent to deal with all this, so be it. We can kind of light up the stage later. So we'll definitely lose the Rimrock Knight to a Sprite. Kind of ironic considering... Yeah, it actually feels bad. Okay, only draws cards. It feels bad in the sense that the dwarf is not represented. It's literally the fairy that's carrying the card. Okay, got another Tin Street Dodger. Not. We'll swing with everything. We'll lose the Rimrock Knight for sure. We do get to light up the stage. Oh, okay, we got ourselves a mountain and a Scorch Splitter. So technically, we could win the game. Actually, yeah, I don't see a way for our opponent to... Well, our opponent could sweep the board and whatnot. Yeah, leaning on Probable Alliance. No, yeah, he didn't have a turn. Radical Idea. Okay, he's gonna start spamming. Now, take note, drawing another card at this point doesn't do anything. This is literally once a turn. 7. Yeah, he needs a way to draw cards now. Trill of Possibility will get him a second one, sure. So he'll be forced to block. So let's... Okay, I'm gonna send a message. Then, you know what? I'll let him have it. Yeah, I did promise I'll let him have it. I'll let him have it. So, if you happen to be watching this, yeah, sorry if you wanted an actual game, but let's be honest, you were not winning that one. Anyway, that's it for this episode of the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like and subscribe, turn on notifications, whatnot. How do you like the Artisan format? You like Pauper Plus, I guess is a way to call it? Or would you like something more out of it? Anyway, that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I like Glass Castle better. And I hope to see you guys again next time. Take care. God bless. Have a great week, everyone.